Slick Ric Bucher. How you doing, big dog? How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Glad to be back.
Slick Rick. you ever wear the eye patch like the Slick Rick from the rapper?
No, but maybe next show.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
March 16th.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him the whole Slick Rick outfit, get some chains and the
Sweet.
Joey knows.
Let's get into it. Kevin Durant, not his birthday, but he got the gift he wanted by getting to Phoenix. Now, the question on the floor, though, is this good or bad for KD? Now, whenever we talk about Kevin Durant, things get spicy on this show. I believe that Kevin Durant has significantly more to lose than gain by going to Phoenix. And it's real simple for me. When we think about Kevin Durant, we don't question his talent. We don't question his ability. We don't question his status as one of the greatest of all time. When we think about Kevin Durant, we question what Charles Barkley said, what Shaquille O'Neal said more subtly on social media just 3 weeks ago. Is Kevin Durant a bus driver or is he along for the ride? When you joined the 73-win Warriors, the knock was the fact that you joined the best team by record in the National Basketball Association. Now you're joining the Phoenix Suns. 64 wins last year, 51 the year before, and they didn't even play 82 games. You are joining the best team by record over the last 2 years by more than 14 games. So if Kevin Durant does go to Phoenix and he does win a title, well, he was supposed to win a title. You joined the best team in basketball over the last 2 years by more than 14 games. So I don't know, 2-5, if KD actually has anything to gain by going to Phoenix, but you break it down for your boy. Does he have more to gain or lose in Phoenix?
Do you see what I'm saying right here?
Yeah, I know.
It's a lose-lose. Wherever Kevin Durant goes, it's a lose-lose. And the problem is he's so great. That's the issue. The issue is that Kevin Durant is so great, no matter wherever he goes, it's a lose-lose for him.
How?
Okay.
Make it sense.
So Charles Barkley, well, I love Charles Barkley. Matter of fact, Shaquille O'Neal, you brought up, at the Super Bowl, I interviewed him with I Am Athlete.
Yep.
And he talked about how, Kevin got to go out there and do it on his own. And I'm like, Shaq, what player now does that? Nobody does it on their own. Everybody's building a team. If it's 2 stars or 3 stars, you got to build it together. You can't win a championship with just you. Them days are over with. So now when I look at Kevin Durant, he goes to the Suns, right? The Nets trade him to the Suns, okay? You're going to say this, oh, they got Devin Booker. Oh, they got CP3. He can't win. Every team he goes to is going to be the best player. The Suns don't go to no championship without Kevin Durant. You see how good they were in the regular season? Let's talk about it. Last year, what did they do? They didn't even get to the Western Conference Finals.
Luka got him.
Loss.
Luka got
him. Okay? Then before that, what they do? Another loss. So my thing is, Kevin Durant, he's the guy that's going to bring you a championship. Yeah. And it don't matter what team he goes to, he has to have some help. And whoever the help is, he's going to be better than them no matter what it is. Kevin Durant is that guy. Stop the hate, because I can't take no more.
Joey, more to gain or lose Kevin Durant in Phoenix?
He has more to gain. Why do we have to suffer hustle?
Right. I hate it.
You're not as hard as me. Like, all right. Like, it's like when I complain about being cold. Look, I lived in Pittsburgh for 18 years, right? I can complain about cold whenever I feel like it. I did my time, all right? Just relax. KD is a legend in this game already. He's a champion. He's an MVP. Why has he got to suffer? Why we got to suffer? Let this man live. He got traded there. They haven't won a championship. This isn't the Warriors.
Yep.
Is he allowed to play alongside other good players? I don't understand.
I'm happy she's back.
He has more to gain. I've always been off of the narrative that KD didn't win those championships, so they're not legit. It's silly. He was the best player on those teams. I don't care how you feel about it. Your feelings are irrelevant. He was the best player on those championship teams, the best player in the finals. He won the finals MVP because of it. He was a league MVP before that. He played in the finals before he went to the Warriors, and he had a disastrous time in Brooklyn. Let him live his life. I don't understand the suffer hustling. You don't get extra points for that. So what? Never in the history of any championship has there been an asterisk. He had to play really hard. Who cares? I can't get into it. I can't do it. Let that man
help
live.
us, Slick. Come on, help us now.
Well, I got to untangle this because I don't see him suffering whether he had stayed in Brooklyn or wherever he is. He's a 2-time champion.
And Simmons?
4-time scoring champion. He has nothing to lose going to Phoenix because we don't really know what KD is looking to gain. Why is he going to Phoenix? You started it with yesterday. Well, he wants to win. That's why he has to leave Brooklyn. First of all, he was winning in Brooklyn. When he and Kyrie were on the floor together, they were winning at, they won 19-2.
Yep.
They could win. If he really wanted to win, though, he would have never left the Golden State Warriors. He's looking for basketball fulfillment that we don't quite understand. So if you was looking for not just to win, but to be seen for the thing that he didn't get in Golden State, which was the recognition of being the player, he had the opportunity to do that in Brooklyn. And that's where the Phoenix Suns move doesn't make sense. Because let's say they win a championship. Are we giving it to Kevin Durant that he won that championship? No. To Acho's point, we're going to say the same thing that we said in Golden State. Well, and I disagree that they're the same Phoenix Suns team that went to the finals 2 years ago or won 60-plus games last year. They lost Mikal Bridges in the trade. They lost
Crowder.
Crowder. Yep. They lost Cam Johnson. Like, they lost some key
shooters,
pieces,
yeah.
right? They're not the same team. But if they win in Phoenix, he doesn't get anything more out of it than he did with Golden State. Maybe a little bit more because Golden State had already won a championship.
70, come on, they had the best record in NBA.
I see what Sika's saying. Like, Shady, he's not getting a colossal bump on his narrative. It's about narratives. And where I'm with Joy is, I don't think you have to suffer hustle, but we can't lie. We do give individuals more respect if they got it out the mud or not, in sports and in life. Your friend whose dad was a trust fund kid who ends up running a Fortune 500 company. Yeah. We don't look at them the same way as the boy who came out the hood and ended up making $500 million. I don't, at least. When I look at the likes of an Oprah Winfrey and how she made $1 billion, I look at her very different than I look at other people who made $1 billion off inheritance. So I don't know that it's not as much for me, Joy, as suffer hustling as it is. Like, there is different levels of respect that are delineated.
And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be $500 million. It doesn't have to be $1 billion. If you're taking it out of the mud and you become a millionaire, like, the bar is lower. So for Kevin Durant to have taken the Brooklyn Nets somewhere that they've never been before would have been a greater accomplishment than going to the Phoenix Suns and winning a championship with all that talent. And I thought that Kevin Durant left the Golden State Warriors because he wanted to be recognized for what he could do. Not what he could do with others, but what he could do. And that opportunity was still there with the Brooklyn Nets.
But yes, of course we give people more credit from what they came from. But KD already did that. Are we just erasing the Oklahoma City Thunder? Like, he played there. He won an MVP there. He went to the finals there. He already did that. He already did his suffering.
He did, and he didn't get
this is my
credit
question.
for it.
Can I ask you,
Well, then let's stop erasing those years he spent there and give him the credit for what he did there. He
deserves it.
Because when we talk about Golden State, we act like he just came into the league and automatically went to this ready-made situation, and he didn't. He did all he could and put in his time in Oklahoma City, and people just disregard that. So when we talk about respect, it's like as if his career started when he got to Golden State. And that's just weak.
No, but I think the significance of his career in the sense of, like, James Harden.
League MVP, played in the NBA
I'm saying
Finals.
James Harden does too, and so is Russell Westbrook. But we don't look at Russell Westbrook nor James Harden as we look at Kevin Durant.
They're not as good.
Because Kevin Durant got
good, and Kevin
they're not as good
on those teams.
They're not as good, and Kevin Durant's better than them. This is my question, though. Name me some teams or players, right, that's getting out the mud and winning championships. I'm waiting because I'm tired of hearing it. So y'all two, tell me. Tell me some players.
LeBron didn't even do that.
Tell me some players that's winning championships out the mud.
I already said.
I'm waiting.
Giannis is easy.
You keep saying that. Giannis plays with Drew Holiday, who's an all-star. And he plays with Middleton, all-star.
But here's...
Okay, no. Keep going.
Let me elaborate.
Kawhi Leonard went to the Toronto Raptors. Kawhi Leonard went to the Toronto Raptors
The Raptors
and
were
won a
not in the mud.
championship.
Kawhi Leonard...
The Raptors were not in the mud.
Hold on.
They were the top of the AFC. Listen to me. They were top of the Eastern Conference almost every year.
But time out.
They could never get over the hump until they added
Kawhi Leonard got himself out of the Spurs, out of San Antonio, and went to Toronto.
Yeah.
Did we not forget that?
No.
What's the difference with him and Kevin Durant? It's like I'm fed up with it.
He wanted to.
What's the difference?
This is what.
He did the same thing. I'm leaving. He's quiet.
No.
He's cool. That's what happened.
Hold on a second. The Toronto Raptors.
He told the Spurs, I'm not playing. I'm hurt.
That is true.
The Toronto Raptors had never. They had never come. Look, we can look at their.
They were not the mud. They were not the mud.
Not the mud.
Okay, fine.
See, what's his name? The big.
Pascal Siakam.
Come on, he's a beast. All-star.
Hey. Oklahoma City.
We going that far back. Okay, go ahead.
They went to the finals.
How long ago was that?
Who cares? Who cares? They went to the finals.
But the team left.
We look at them as if Oh, he played 8-9 seasons there and never accomplished anything.
I
right?
don't. That's my point. When we talk about KD always has to have people in here. Hold up. He did that in Oklahoma City. He was the best player there. So count those years
Understood.
of his career.
My point is the last step between being a team that could win a championship versus a team that does win a championship. That distinguishes
Great
players.
chasm.
That's what Kawhi Leonard did in Toronto. Toronto had never had a championship before. That's the step that KD is trying to accomplish.
The Suns got a chip?
Without being...
Do the Suns got a chip? Joy, do the Suns got a chip?
We got to go to break, Shady. We have to go to break. But here's all I will say is when you think about somebody like Giannis, Chris Middleton was not an all-star prior to Giannis being an MVP. Drew Holiday was an all-star a decade before the Bucks won a chip, literally 7 years. So when you think about somebody who got it out the mud, I'm talking about somebody who has been there in the mud for 9 years and then won a chip. But y'all know I get emotional when we talk about it.
It's not mud. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.